well, most companies fail because they don't really have a customer. But that doesn't mean you can't create a customer. One of my favorite examples of creating a customer was a company in the mid-60s that developed a thing called a pet rock. They found some beach stones and just put them in a little bed of grass, put them in a box, and called them a pet rock. It went off like crazy because it was just a crazy idea. You give somebody a pet rock, yeah. But of course, it's not a sustainable business. It's like the decals that people used to put on the back of their window, which showed their family and their dog. You know, so everybody likes a new idea, but you've got to look at the real customer, and is that customer sustainable? So, the first thing you do is to identify the customer statement of need. What problem are you solving for the customer? What real problem are you solving for the customer? If you get that right, then you've got a business. But you've got to start out from that perspective. That's the first question that we should ask ourselves is, what problem are you solving? And is it affordable to the customer base? So that's what you have to do. You have to sort of distill that. And it's a complex process, really, because there's so many opportunities for malfeasance, where people say that their product is trying to solve a problem, but it actually isn't in reality. This happens with a lot of nutritional companies who claim to have therapeutic effects. And I've got examples like New Zealand mussel, which has been relabeling product imported from overseas and saying that it's actually made from grass-fed, source in New Zealand. So the added value, saying this customer is getting a benefit from this grass-fed protein formula made in New Zealand, when in fact it was imported and relabeled from the United States, from Mexico. So it's got to be a real customer statement of need that's genuine and not sort of self-promoted. And so that's where the failure occurs often, is people self-promote their product saying it's going to solve your problems. But there needs to be enough customers that have that problem. So you can develop an app for pretty much anything. And one company started an app for for arranging your hair care appointments. And really, it didn't take off because most people weren't really interested. They could manage that themselves. They could manage it themselves. They're just that one thing. But if you took that idea, said it will manage everything for you, your dental appointments, all your things, paying bills, then that app is worth something because it solves a lot of customer problems. So first rule of business is actually determine your customer statement of need and then prove that you can actually deliver on that at the price that they can afford. And then you'll have scalability.